Got a Brozz here, and this is going to be something of the guinea pig. I'm going to do a multi-part video series on building this as much as it can. Okay, I don't really have a budget. I want to see if I can make it equivalent to a $3,500 to $4,000 machine, and so this first one is going to be just for durability. Alright, so what I have now already is, and one of the most important items here is the Pro Taper CR High in black. There's the part number, 7/8 CR High in black. That's really important. You'll see once we have the bar off how thin the original one is. These are just from eBay or Amazon. You can get these, not too expensive. They do make name brand ones for 75 bucks. I think these were like 20 or something. They weren't much. And I'll get these on there. And these are just to protect the levers and whatnot for this durability improvement. It's a good chain. Pro Taper has a good chain, the 428 MX. And here's an Orbit. They're both on the line. All these parts will be linked in the description, but this chain and is at Cycle Gear. I just picked it up from the store. It was like $35. It doesn't say on here, but it's a 428, 128 links is what you need, is the original for the original sprockets. And this has, it's made in Japan obviously, this has a 5,800 pound tensile strength. To be honest, I don't know what the original tensile strength is of this, but at least 5,800 gives us a starting point, right? So that when we do further on modifications, if it breaks, we know we need more than 5,800 pounds or PSI strength. So let's start getting the handlebar on, because that's quick and easy, and we'll go from there. All right. So we're comparing both the original Brozz bar and a Pro Taper. In terms of weight, I mean, granted this foam probably makes a little bit of difference, but you can just feel it's heavier in terms of how thin it is. Notice how in the middle right here, by clamping down the center parts, you've put an indent in the metal here. I don't think that's going to happen on this other one, but I guess we'll find out. This bar, the Pro Taper bar, does not come with any holes drilled, and you'll need two. One at the bottom on the left side, so that's on the bottom right there, straight down, and on the right side you'll need one straight back for a couple of these. For this part right here, you see right there, and then on this one it's actually this little thing. So you could bend that tab up and not do it on the other side, or you know, do that if you want to. Going to cut the holes in it, I'm gonna get it mounted where I like it, and put a couple of the throttle tube on next, and then mark where I want to drill, take it back off and drill it. Okay, so after you've drilled your holes, controls back on, which I just did, so they're all tight and they're at the angle I like. Now you can sit on your bike and see if you actually assemble them at the right angle. As you can see, this one is up a little bit higher than this one. With that said, this is just the start button, and hazards you should never use. So did I make them perfectly even? No. Clearly this button is a hair more forward on the bar than this one. With that said, if I don't like it at this point in time, you can loosen your things and adjust your bar forward and back however you like it. With that said, for me, this will be just fine for my uses, so I'm going to leave it as it is and run it just as I see it. And I don't even mind this being up a little bit more, because I actually can, the horn, the turn signals, and everything's actually within eyesight now, because a lot of times I put them down too low and you know, I can't even see the bottom one. But now I can see them, and it's kind of nice, I guess. It's not a problem. considering how often I use the headlights, you know, should be one time, and that's probably it for the rest of the ride. The only thing I use regularly is probably the high and low when you're driving through traffic, I guess, or the horn, but the horn's actually really these two are really easy to use where it's set, so I'm okay with that. So I'm going to put my center mounts back on. It's just you put your bar through and then use the 5mm Allen to tighten these, and then that'll complete the mounting point of this will complete the CR High in black Pro Taper bar install on this Brozz 2020 Brozz 250. Alright, got it all back together. This bar shouldn't take you too long, maybe half an hour, as long as you got no interruptions. But that's on, and that looks a ton better on this green Recon right here. I like I could have got, you know, you got tons of color selections with the bar from Pro Taper. I like the black one. I think it goes with the clean look of the nice black on the Recons. So next up is gonna be the handguards. Alright, so I got one on already. Best practice, what I found with this bar, take out the center section because you'll need the space to get to these two. Loosen this, get this in position first, then get this in position where you want it. At this time it would be probably best to replace your grips and your levers if you were going to change when you're doing this. Definitely try to find some shorties or something. Right here I'm using the factory levers, and I just slid it further in a hair, and that's working just fine. Because you're going to cut a hole on the end here. Make sure on this side they've got little flat caps on the ends on the factory bar. Pop those tabs out before you put your handlebar on. It's going to look like this right here. It's Pro Taper little end cap. So this one's still in, so I have two options. One, I can just cut the throttle tube opening bigger so I can pry it out with a flathead screwdriver, or I can just, you know, undo my things and slide it off real quick, pop it off and slide it back on. Either way, whatever gets the job done, but I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm going to mock up the bar, and I'll probably have to adjust this forward or back depending on if this is in the way, which it sure looks like it's probably going to be. And so that might get interesting, but as long as they look even on both sides, I mean, should be a nice improvement. Alright, so when you put these in, this is how this is going to work. So you get it, how's it going to go? Like this, and get your bolts set up. This is going to go through here, and then on the back side, you'll have it set up like this. And what happens is, as you tighten, this digs into the bar and it holds it in place. So with that said, don't go tighten this down first. Get it in there, get the position you want, get everything else tight, and just get that in there to get it snug so it holds itself in place, and then get everything else tight, and then secure that bolt last again, just so because if that gets stuck in a position you don't want it to be, it's kind of hard to get out. Alright, so I just noticed this lever is a drop down. What I'm going to need to do is unloosen it, flip it over, because this hose runs right where that's going to have to be, and obviously I'd rather have that out of the way. So I'm going to have to loosen this and flip it over. So be prepared if you do this to you're going to have to bleed your brakes too, it looks like. Alright, check it out. Got the bar on, got my Amazon handguards on. I don't need anything fancy here. They're mostly just to protect the softer plastics on the inside, such as the levers, the mounts on the bars, the clutch perch, and whatever. And then just take something and tie this down to the bar so it stays around. Looks like if I could do this again, I'd have everything off of here, and I'd put this underneath just so when I type it down it's not on anything. But that's what I'm gonna do, how I like it set up right here. Now, is this the best way? No. Is this my way? Yes. And it's clearly gonna get the job done in terms of an upgrade for the handlebar area on the Brozz. I got a little bit of protection at the master. I got a good bit for my hand and the handle guard. If the bike falls, it's gonna hit this first. It looks nice because it kind of matches for right now. One more part that we're going to need for durability upgrades is going to be the foot shifter right here. Not that I know anybody who's bending them just by foot strength, but if you drop it, it's right there, and I have seen a couple get bent from dropping it. So let's try to get something a little bit stronger on here. So honestly, this one right here, 3122223 from IMS, is actually for an XR250, and I initially thought that one would be better, and then I accidentally ordered this Yamaha one for a TTR. So check this out. This one right here, if I hold it up there, it looks like it's going to be about the same, just a little longer, right? This one is actually going to be the same, about the same size, just a hair shorter, but it's going to be in a position that I think is going to be a little bit more favorable to what I actually want. So let's try them both on. Now these are $30 a piece, so I don't recommend getting a lot of them. The pictures on Amazon are all identical, so you can't tell what they look like from Amazon. You have to I guess try them or see them in person. So I got two here, and let's see what these look like. Alright, so this is with the Yamaha one on. As you see coming down, if you're short, like if you got a shorter person, you got small feet, this one might be right on the money for you. I really like how it looks when I'm not on the bike. I don't like how it is when I'm sitting on it though. You see down there, it actually is like right where you need for downshifts. Upshifts, your foot has to be a little bit further back for it to be like kind of like in your toe area, and then you're kind of hitting right here. So there's got to be something in between the Honda and this Yamaha that works well. Another reason to do this IMS upgrade for durability is actually the bolt itself. Let me try this one. So here's the difference. All right, so this is the TTR. This is the XR250. This one definitely slides much nicer across everything. I'll show you this one again. This one I had like this. It slides a little bit tight, but it fits. It goes right to where it goes right to that spot where you need it, and then it's even without a bolt, it's on there pretty snug. I honestly think the right answer in the term for my foot, I wear a size 10, is probably right in the middle somewhere between these two. So let's get this one on again. Now the bolt head comes from the top on this, so you definitely will need a, I'm going to do it right about Alright, so this one, I definitely like how it's further inside. The other one was sticking out here or so. So it's less likely to get caught on something. And not to mention the procedure like that. And that's actually that one's perfect. Alright, I don't even have to ride this one to know that is the one I'm going to keep. We're going to update the chain, alright, so this is the Orbit Drive Systems 128L. It is a 428 sealed MX off-road chain, 128 links. And then also, while this is all off, we're going to upgrade the wheel studs. Obviously, your guess is as good as mine as to why. I don't know if it was overloaded, if it was too cold, if it was too tight, over torqued. I don't know. Obviously, it's not a common thing. but I have had a dealer, I know a guy who sells and repairs China bikes, and he's come in here to buy wheel studs. He mainly works on Hawks and Apollos, and so they've had those issues as well. So it just must be the grade of metal, I'm assuming. So what I did is went out here and found Honda, this part number right here. I got it from partzilla.com, but they are identical. They appear different, and they're not as shiny. I'm going to assume metal quality is different. The way I figure, if I put these in, I certainly can't hurt the quality of the bike. It can only help it. I think with these two, you're shoring up, you're giving yourself a known spec at 5,800 psi to get that on. And the funny thing is, this looks identical because I got a regular color, so like same brownish black. So I definitely can't accidentally set them side by side because I won't know which one's which. But we're gonna get that on. It's just gonna be one screw down here, right here, and right here, and then this cover comes off. And then I'll probably have to undo the axle and slide the wheel forward a hair so I can remove the chain and slide the wheel off. Alright guys, check it out. We got the factory Brozz chain right here, right? So I took off the master, it's right here. You will have to reuse it if you order this particular chain. And this, as you can see, is the perfect length. But as you see, this is the new one. It's all greased up. This is the Brozz one that came off. I'm just going to pull my master and use it on the new one. Alright, so feed that through. Alright, it's going to take me a little bit more than just my fingers, I guess, to get that on. Alright, so I just used a flathead to get that master back on there, and now that's ready to go. Now, since that is the factory master, if for whatever reason down the road this breaks, the master link breaks, I know that it is in fact weaker than this 5,800 psi chain I just put on. Now if it breaks somewhere else, well then maybe this factory chain is already a 5,800 psi. I need to get these Honda sprocket bolts in. So let's get your snap ring plier. Here we go. This is going to be for that C-clip right here. Let's see if it works. Alright, so I just got the ring off. Tried to do it nicely because I'm planning to reuse it. I ended up using this performance tool. I don't have a part number for you, but I got it at O'Reilly's last night. It's the, what's it called? It's not the snap ring pliers. I believe they called it a lock ring pliers. And the problem with the actual snap ring pliers that I tried is that these don't spread out far enough to get this up and over the lip right here. So it wouldn't come. I had to go buy this, and basically you just stick that edge right there. See how it comes over the edge? Stick it right down that groove, and then just whoosh. And then I had to bump it with this once I got it up over the lip, and I just bumped it until it popped off. So hopefully getting it on goes pretty as easy. As you can see, you do need to spread it, you know, probably a full inch or more to get it over there. But so let's pull these studs out and have a look. Alright, so we're going to put the Honda ones in. Well, maybe not. I wonder what these would weigh on a scale in the grams. I feel like the Honda one's a little bit heavier, which is a good sign. It means it's probably stronger metal. But as you can see, bam, fit great. So I'll take these two out. So there's two Honda sprocket bolts in, the top two, and then these two, and we'll reinstall everything. All right. Guys, this is what I just did. So this is a 2020 Brozz 250. Should be the same for basically 19, 20, and up soon to be 2021. I recommend what I just did for durability, not performance. Obviously, what I did, I haven't touched anything with power, anything with the suspension. What I did was add some durability. First up, we did the Pro Taper bar. Much stronger than the original bar. Recommend this for anybody with a Chinese bike in this 250 class. Anything 2500 and below probably needs that bar. These I recommend mainly just to protect your levers in case you drop it, as sometimes when you drop it, the lever takes out your master or your clutch perch, and then you got to buy that too. So I recommend both these. I like them. Not to mention, I think it looks cool. Next up, same thing for when your bike drops. This thing is just much stronger, this IMS foot shifter, and it's got some breakaway control and the foot position on it. I'm 5'10", I got a size 10 shoe, fits me real nice. The other thing I did around here on the back, we put on a name brand Japanese chain, 5800 psi strength. Picked that up locally or online, and it's 128 link. Fits perfect. Reused my master from the original chain, and I just put it on. While the chain's off, I did a Honda sprocket bolts. I can't prove that those are better or not better. I assume they are because they're Honda, and clearly you can see when you're holding both bolts right next to each other that they are made out of different materials. So in theory, hopefully they can't be worse. How about that? If it's the same, whatever. It's probably, my opinion, probably a better, stronger bolt, better quality metal. So let's see. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 modifications to help add some durability to a Chinese bike, specifically in this case a Brozz. Probably applies to a Motomax, a Hawk 250, a TT 250, the Tao TBR7s. What I just did should apply to all of them. So I want to say, look in the link description below, but I want to say all this together was less than $200, and you should be able to do it in 2 to 3 hours for everything on a weekend if you're familiar with bikes. And then you have a significantly better, maybe not significantly, but you'd certainly have a better unit than when you bought it. So this is some durability mods for my Brozz. Stay tuned, we'll do a couple more mods in terms of maybe creature comforts and hopefully some performance here eventually too. So thanks for watching.